good afternoon, good evening, good night. I'm here with Lizzie, and don't judge me. I was out last night partying like a rock star. So I was a little hesitant about coming on and doing the copycat tag, but I actually was listening to Birdie Austin's video that she did. What was the topic? It was like something in a little chat, and she had her Rich for Real baby on it. I'm bad, guys, forgive me. I'm bad with remembering all of you guys' babies' names. I do remember the faces. Like, somebody else can have your baby posted on their page. I'm like, wait a minute, that's Birdie baby, that's so and so baby, you know what I mean? So I do know them, guys, but please forgive me. I'm real bad with names. That's just me. I'm real bad with names, like, period. Sometimes I forget my own kid's name. No, I'm just kidding. But so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and give this topic a little bit of life. Now I'm gonna need y'all to be open-minded while you listen to my take on the whole copy situation that's been like beat to death. This subject like has been beat to death, like beat. Like, I'm talking about, like, even myself, I've beat it to death. But I'm gonna give you guys like my honest, raw, uncut opinion about the whole copy thing. First of all, let me just say that when it comes to like clothes and, you know, like accessories, stuff like that, I think that's petty for us to say that, because I think when we share like hauls and stuff like that, that is all about us, like showing people like where you can get stuff for their babies. So it's like kind of inviting somebody like, hey, run out and copy me type thing. Like, that's the way I see the clothes thing. Dolls, you know, if it's like for instance, like the Gabby Girls. Gabby Girls was an edition of what, 30? There's no way on earth that I can expect to not have a baby come out looking almost close to Lizzie or the same as Lizzie. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way. So even though they're, you know, being custom done or whatever, you know, there was the first 4 that came out, and people kind of went from those guidelines and say, hey, I want it like this, a little bit like that, take away this, give a little that. Everybody probably put their own little special thing in it. So that to me is not copying. Like, getting the same sculpt. Like, I like when I see multiple sculpts did differently. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand what Katie was saying as far as somebody like going after the same, getting a baby done the same exact way. Because when I first started, honey, everybody knew I hated that. Like, I would get rid of my doll. Like, I would sell that doll. Like, if somebody else go and in fact, that happened to me with like it was the main baby on my channel at the time, and the artist like kind of made like a similar replica of the doll, and everybody was like, oh, you being petty, like, you know, like people was like, get over it, she's beautiful there, I still would love my baby. It took away from her for me. Like, I just didn't, I don't know, I'm a collector that like unique and rare stuff, so it, you know, it kind of bothered me a lot. You know, petty as it may sound or whatever, but I kind of grew past that part. Like, okay, if I put it on YouTube, like, I kind of have to expect that, sorry guys, she went out with me last night too, and I'm trying to get her hair back together, and she don't want to turn her head. So yeah, so, you know, I kind of got over it to a certain degree. Like, I still would feel some type of way. Like, why you got to get the same exact way? You know what I mean? Like, you ain't going to tweak it a little bit? Like, I mean, change the hair color, eye color, or something? You know, I even kind of look at people funny. Like, why you want it, like, exactly the same? But, I mean, sometimes we like something and we might not be able to come up with our own little vision of stuff. And so, you know, maybe that's why some people do it. You know what I mean? But my main pet peeve with this community And just any in the world general, like if I see this, like somebody doing this like outside the dog community, period, it would just annoy the heck out of me. Is when somebody like copy somebody like personality, try to copy, like try to be that person. That's like, to me, that's creepy. That's, you know, that's like Birdie said, that's like a stalkerish type behavior. Like, I mean, you know, people be like, oh, they're a fan. No, that ain't right. Like you ain't doing too well in the head, like for real. Like I think you that's going too far. Like, I mean, every single thing that a person do, you gotta do it. Like, I mean, to me, now that's annoying. But what I have learned about this community too, because it's a bunch of women, a lot of the women out here are petty, and they're catty, and they're messy, and you cannot make such videos and give them life. You cannot let somebody know that something bothers you, because what happened is they tend to do it more. You know what I mean? Like some people literally will try to do it more. Like I'll see little stuff that I'm like, okay, that's intentional. You know what I mean? Like this person is doing this intentional to get up under my skin, or you know what I mean, or another person's skin. Like people will do that type of stuff. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't even want to do this video, because like I wasn't gonna, you know, give my take on it, because I don't really want to give nobody life. But the thing about me that a lot of people don't really get about me, like it'll annoy me. Like I'll get annoyed with something, I'll get irritated with something after a while, but after a while I don't pay attention. I block you out. You're invisible. I don't see you. Like you're like a nobody to me. Like, and I hate to say that word like about a human being, but you become like a ghost. Like people will be like, did you see so and so video? No. And a matter of fact, when my feed come down and it be like recommending such and such, and it has that option where you can say hi, don't want to see, I do that so it don't pop up in my feed no more. I don't even want to look at you because you disgust me. Like, I mean, for real, like you are disgusting. Like you need to do something else better with your life other than just sit up and study people old videos and remake videos. Like, I don't know. Like I get what like I think Kelsey was talking about, as far as like, I don't know who's doing it to her or whatever, but I get that. Like I mean, a lot of people say, oh, it's petty until it's done to you. That is aggravating as hell. Like, I mean, you're not gonna want nobody following around you. That's like, you know, like when we were kids, and you know how your little cousins, y'all be playing, and I say something, don't copy me, don't copy me, hush, hush. You know, it's like that when they used to mock you, and like I don't get it. Like I don't get the enjoyment out of it. Like not being myself is like miserable. Like for me to come on here and pretend to be something that I'm not, it makes me miserable. You know, like I told y'all before, like some of the videos I used to do, like the roaming and all that, I used to do the role play and everything. I used to like some of them, but I honestly didn't really fully enjoy it as much as people might have thought, and that's why like people would ask me to do more, and I would do it every now and then, but that's why I never did like a lot of them, because it wasn't my thing. Now the role playing, like what I'm doing with the pup series, that's a whole nother thing. But then that's also why I always switch up and, you know, do different things, because I think that I get tired of seeing the same thing over and over again. So like I said in my video before, when I was giving out tips on how to really get your YouTube going, build your fan base, I was saying, you know, be different, be yourself. And being different is just being yourself, because there's only one you. Like nobody can't be you. You might have similarities, and I get that. And the thing is, it's like we all gonna take something from people. Like I didn't come up with this. I didn't create this. I didn't create this pillow. I didn't, you know, I didn't say, oh, let me go get a YouTube pillow. Oh my God, I gotta have a YouTube pillow. I didn't do that. I saw this on Julia's channel, and I was like, oh, those are cute. And for a while, I really looked at them, and then after a while, I was like, I'm gonna Google this, and I went and I got me some pillows. Now, do I necessarily use them in the same fashion that she used them? No. So we all bounce off of each other and get ideas from each other. I don't even want to say, somebody might say that was actually copying. Like, oh my God, Serenity actually copied that girl. She got the pillows. But that kind of stuff, like, I don't see as being a big deal. Like, that's like nothing. But I don't know. But I think that a lot of people, the funny thing is, let me say this. The funny thing is that if you've never watched the original person and you watch that person for the first time and you listen to them, you'll be convinced that they are like really, that's really who they are. And you're just like, you like that and everything. But for the people that actually, like, if I watch 2 channels and, I think Kelsey was saying that, and I realized that everything so-and-so do, you do, and I mean, you like doing every single thing. Every single thing that person doing, it's kind of like, it becomes kind of weird. It's like, okay, how about I just go watch the original person with an original thought, with an original brain? Like, I really don't, like, I don't know. Like, how can you give somebody life when you ain't got one of your own? Like, how can you be sitting here like, I don't know. But all I can say is that the best thing to do is to ignore people when you see them like copying things after you. Changing their background to match your background, changing the changing table cloths to match your change. Collecting every single exact sculpt as you, all that stuff. When you see people doing that, the best thing you can do is just ignore it. Like, you just ignore it. Like, if you keep like making a deal about it, they're gonna keep doing it. Especially because a lot of people get a kick out of pissing people off. I remember when dislikes, when I used to get the thumbs down, bothered me, and I used to vent to certain people that I thought was my friend, okay? And so what happened is, when I would, talk about it to them, they'd be like, girl, don't worry about that, it's okay, you still good, and blah, 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 blah. But what I realized is, the more I talked about it, that it bothered me, the more dislikes I got. And every time, like, I would get something that I feel like they was a little envious of, I would get more dislikes. And what was happening, in just my opinion, there's no facts, because we don't know who do the disliking, but I feel like it was somebody right in my circle. And how I test that theory out is, that I get the most dislikes when I upload a video within like my group or my page, and I don't make it public to the whole YouTube. I just put it in that particular group or page. I did this as a test, and I got the most thumbs down on those videos when I did that, from doing unlisted links to just my circle or friend list and people in my group. So what that tells me is that the people that travel in my circle and around in my face are probably some of my biggest haters. So what that also tells me is that when something bothers me or irritates me, you don't need to publicize that. You don't need to tell people your weakness, because they will use it against you. So if something bothers me in this community at this point, like, I'm not gonna like make a big deal about it. I'm not gonna go on and on about it. I may come out and say it at least once, but then I'm like done with it, and I kind of move on, and I really kind of get over it, because I'm really like a person that just get over stuff, especially if I don't really care about you personally. you can't have that big of an effect on me. Only the people that's really like close in my circle that I really care about, if they do something that's hurtful, I think it hurts, that will really hurt me. But all this little petty stuff, girl, what? Like, you can, hey, you can do anything you want to. You can come on here and change your name to Serenity if you want. I mean, that would be stupid, but hey, if that's what you want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna, what I'm gonna say. Okay. Like, for real, like, I mean, so that, you know, that's my thing. And then sometime other people will feed that monster. Like, okay, say for instance, all these people doing these copy tags, somebody that don't like you will go and ask that person that you already feel like is copying you, oh, they'll inbox them, can you please do a such and such video? Can you please do this? Or can you please do that? And what they're doing is they're feeding the monkey. They're feeding the monkeys with ammunition to piss you off. See how they work? So, and some people don't, because they don't have a brain. They never made it to the Wizard of Oz. They're like little puppets. And they let the community string them along and make them think that they're winning. But all in all, you're losing. And who are you losing? You're losing yourself, trying to be somebody else. So my thing is, no, I don't like copying. I think it's like worthless. I think every individual have more to give of themselves than to try to give somebody else personality or character. So I think that copying is like, you know, but should we be giving this a life? We shouldn't. We shouldn't be like making a big deal out of it, because all it's gonna do is make it worse. You know, all it's gonna do is make it worse. And all the people that say, oh, they're your fans and it's flattery and all this and stuff, blah 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 blah, they only say that until it happens to them, and then all of a sudden it don't become flattery anymore. Girl, you don't think that's cute no more? I thought you said it was cute. Oh, okay. Oh, we didn't change. We didn't change our thought now. Oh, okay. So yeah, like I said, I don't necessarily care for it. I agree with a lot of the ladies. I've been saying it forever, but I guess now that you know, a few people have actually started to experience it for themselves, they don't like it either. But it's not gonna change. Like, it's not gonna change. Like, people need someone. People need someone to look up to. Never found a brain of their own. Find your strength in a place to belong. Okay, that really ain't a song, but y'all get what I'm saying. But anyway, I just thought I would come on and give my 2 cents on it, because you know I like drama, you know I like mess. So so I thought, you know, I'm gonna get my 2 cents on it. But yeah, because I get a lot of inboxes on, like, you know, y'all know, I got people that copies everything. They like literally got a playbook. Like, they go through my old videos and they just like regurgitate them. Like, they know, like, make themselves feel like they know these things. Like, you don't know nothing about nothing unless you see me say it or hear me say it. But now you're an expert? Okay. But you know, like I keep telling y'all, it's nothing I can do about it. It's nothing I can do about it. And I'm kind of over it. So now it's like, let me do my own thing. And also, one last thing, and I know this video is like longer than any video that I ever put up, but one last thing too is that I really like, I just lost my train of thought. I really lost my train of thought just like that. It was something that Birdie said. I'm so mad. It was real good too, girl. It was real good. It was something that Birdie said that I can't even remember. I'm so mad. I'm gonna remember as soon as this video ends, and then I'm gonna be real pissed off because I'm not coming back to tell y'all what it was. Let me shut it off, and then I'm gonna think for a minute, and I'll come back because I'm so mad. I really forgot. Don't you hate that? You get all hyped up and stuff. That's why people need to write down. I need to start writing down notes because I don't know, but honey, I'm just starting to get old or something. Hang on, let me pause this just for a minute. Fast, okay, because I'm about to forget already again. So I had to go back and look at Birdie's video so I can remember what it was. What it was is that she was saying that if she doesn't want people to copy certain things, she don't put it on YouTube or she don't put it out there. And that is why I have a private collection. There are some dolls that I just don't want to be like copied. Like my whole thought process of, you know, if I get a custom done or something special about that baby, I don't want it copied, so I don't show it to you guys. Okay, like I don't show it to you at all. Like I don't show you no pictures. I don't show you. You don't see nothing. Like you might, like the other day, in one of my videos, you might have seen the baby laid down and face turned the other way, so you don't really know what baby it is. But every now and then I'll like put one out, and you guys don't really notice. But that is one of my private babies. But I don't. Usually, I don't. There's babies that I just don't put on camera. Period. I don't tell nobody. I don't tell even some of my closest friends that I chat with on a day-to-day basis that I have these dolls in my collection. Why? Because it's private and I don't want people copying. The other thing I'm going to touch on really quick briefly that I just realized I didn't catch that in the first video is that Birdie was saying that she doesn't really consider portrait babies as a form of art. That was very interesting to me. Now I'm gonna have to say that I disagree with that, but at the same time I kind of get what she's saying. But I'm gonna say I don't like life casting when a person like kind of like basically scan a baby, or you know, they do the scanning stuff like what the reborns are doing. That's not art to me. Like when you the portrait babies where they like life cast them, like I said, they're like basically they're not hand sculpting. But when a portrait baby like someone like you know, Bonnie Brown and Claire Taylor and Natalie Blake and all them, like when they do portraits and they actually can have the ability to sculpt what they see, that is a form of art. It's visual art. Like my daughter, when she first started drawing, she basically have to draw from, she would have to draw from a picture a lot of times. Like she look at a picture and then she draw. Sometimes she put her own whatever and make it different, and what she see in the picture, it might be a little different, but that is art because she's actually creating. But when they just scan these babies or dip whatever, I don't know how they life cast, or dip the baby or however they do, and then mold that's not like, to me, it's not an art that I admire. I'll say that. Like it's just not an art that I admire. And a lot of people think, oh well, you're gonna get more detail in it because they're using a real life baby. No, because they're not sculpting every little detail in there. When you scan something, when you copy it, you never get as good as actually the real sculpt. You know what I mean? It's like a carbon copy. It's a carbon copy. It's not going to be as good as a real hand sculpted thing. Like when I used to tour islands and stuff like that, I used to love to see like the ladies and the guys like carving stuff from trees. I got some things that I picked up along the way when I used to travel when I was, you know, married and stuff. But some of it is kind of vulgar, so I can't really show you all that. But yeah, I used to, oh my God, I would sit there for like forever until they'd be like, ma'am, we need to go. The tour is moving on. I'm gonna need you to get from over here, because they be looking at something else and I'm over there fascinated with this man that ain't got nothing to do with the tour scene, but he over there sculpting on a stool, carving something out of wood, and I'm like, I'll be over there looking at that. But anyway, that was my thing. I just thought I'd come back because you know, it was just really bothering me. But yes, if you don't want something to be copy, you know, by all means. If it's something, you know, fabulous, an outfit that you got, honey, that you just don't want nobody in the world to have with you, although unless it's custom made just for you, yeah, somebody else gonna have it. Don't share it, okay? Shh, don't share it, because somebody's probably gonna copy it. If you got a baby that you feel that is so exquisite that you don't want to share, yeah, don't put it on camera. And don't do close-ups and close-up pictures and all that stuff, because I'm telling you now, some artists don't have the integrity that your artist might have had, or the next artist, and they will take those pictures and they will make your baby over for their customer, because you know what, they really don't care about your feelings, boo. They just want to get paid. They gonna get that money, and they don't care how they gotta get it, okay? So if you be mad in your angry pants, that's on you, because these people out here about money. They about money. They don't care about feelings. They're not, no. Even a lot of these artists out here don't even like dolls. They think we crazy. But they just gonna make it because they like, hey, you know what? They might have used to paint portraits and do sculpts or other things and realize that, oh, it's a lot of money in the baby making business. Oh, I'm gonna do that. So that's why, like, a lot of time we have a lot of like hard time dealing with these artists and stuff like that, because they don't understand what it's like to be a collector, because they don't collect these type dolls. A lot of the artists don't collect themselves, and those are the most, I've found that those are the most insensitive and the most arrogant and cockiest and nastiest people to deal with, like, for real. No offense, but there are some that's good, you know, but some people, and I can think of a whole bunch of them right off the top of my head, but you know, I'm not gonna go there, but I'm just saying. But anyway, that is it, because that's a whole nother subject. And like I said, I've been up, you know, I probably ain't even over my party. So I'm gonna, Lizzie took her last night. They just loved her. They didn't even want me to put her back in the bag. They had me to go lay a blanket across the bed and lay her in the bed, because I just lied. They told me to do that. I didn't do it. I still put her back in her bag, but I did. They did put her in a room on the bed in the bag. But they did. It was like, girl, lay her across the bed with a blanket. Don't put her back in the bag. They was looking like, when I pulled out of the bag, it was funny. But anyway, that's a whole nother story too. So we'll talk later. But right now I gotta concentrate on some things, because some stuff gonna go on this channel. Some stuff. And if you see this after it already went on, I'm sorry, then I'm a little late, because sometimes I put stuff out in the wrong order. All right. So now y'all finally got a real long video of mine, and if you watched it to the end, thank you. Next time, y'all know what to do. I'm not gonna keep telling y'all. Okay, maybe I need to tell y'all what to do, because you know some of y'all ain't got a brain and can't think for yourself. So subscribe. That's that red button. You're gonna press it. Then you're gonna click the like button. Even if you don't like it, you're gonna like it anyway, because I said so. This is for the people that ain't got a brain. And everybody that hates the video is gonna give me that great thumbs down, which is still gonna drive traffic, and I'm still gonna love you, because that is great. And all the ghost watchers will not comment, but everybody that want to let me know what you think, whether you disagree or agree, comment below, inbox me, PM me. I'll bite. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.